everybody, welcome to my Stop Along a Cherry on Top's YouTube hop today. Today we are focusing on pattern papers, not just any pattern papers, but pattern papers that we might find hard to use. I'm going to be using this 49th and Market paper. This is the Vintage Artistry Blush Serene paper. And what we're going to do today is we are going to learn, or I'm going to show you how to take a paper like this that has some pre-printed areas on it and how we can make this paper our own, how we can make it shine, how we can make it, different or unique or fun. We're going to do that with some stamps, and we're going to do that with our photos and all of that good stuff. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started. The first thing that I want to do is to mat my photos. So I have two photos of my youngest son, and I'm going to mat them both onto this citron green paper. Once I have my two photos matted, I want to get an idea of where my photos are going to be placed on my paper. Once I have a kind of a decision made, I'm going to go ahead and back my photos with some foam tape. I do want to kind of lift my photos off of this page. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark the corners of my two photos. This is going to give me an idea of where my photo is going to go, and it's going to help me when I'm stamping so that I don't stamp in places that I'm just going to cover up anyway. For ink colors and stamps, today I have Blush from the Paper Person, Blackjack from Catherine Pooler, Lemon Ice from Catherine Pooler, and Shea Butter from Catherine Pooler. I also have these butterfly stamps from Catherine Pooler, these Grace in Bloom floral stamps, these circle stamps from Catherine Pooler, and then this set of stamps from Altenew called Rose Tea. I just want to use those pretty leaf stamp because that just matched the style of my pattern paper perfectly. So I'm going to start with these circle stamps, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp 3 circles around each corner of my layout. So what I'm doing is I am taking this pattern paper and I'm making it my own. So I could very, very, very easily just go ahead, pop my photos down into the middle of this page and call it done, right? This is a pattern paper where the design is kind of there for you, but I want to make it my own, right? We all want to make our scrapbooking pages more of our own style, right? And for me, that means pulling out some coordinating inks and some coordinating stamps and kind of bulking up these clusters that are printed on the page by adding some embellishments on top of them. And I was so excited, you guys, because I've had this Melon Ice ink in my ink collection for probably more than a year, and this is the first time I've used it. This is the first time I have found a paper or a collection or a color that matches it, and I was so excited because I was really starting to wonder why I had purchased this color, but now I know. Once I had my circle stamps in place, I'm coming in with that Altenew Rose Tea stamp set, and I'm adding leaves. I would say that when you are creating a layout like this, when you have a pattern paper, you want to add some layering or some more color or some more interest to it, just dig through your stamp stash. That would be my first thing. Grab some stamps that are very versatile. Grab a couple that maybe mimic or look like some of the elements on your pattern paper and just have fun with it. Grab some coordinating inks to get some contrast and some more color into those areas, and you are good to go. I am using my stamp positioner in 2 different ways, with the door and without the door. I say this all the time. Stamp positioners are not a one-hit wonder, as it were. They're not just for stamping with the door. Using the mats that come in at the bottom, the base of your stamp platform to stamp with an acrylic block will give you amazing results because it has that little bit of give that they need. So I went in with the flowers and the blackjack, and I just used a couple of floral stamps around the edges. Again, a little bit of contrast, a little bit more depth, a little bit more interest on that background paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop up my photos, and I'm just making sure that I like how this looks once I have my photo down on the page. Coming in with some of the darker colored inks, that blush ink and the Shea Butter ink, and I'm just stamping some of those butterflies around. Again, just looking for areas that I think I want to add a little bit more to the pattern that I already have on this pattern paper. Once I'm happy with all of my stamping, I am going to come in, I'm going to take some heavy body acrylic paint. I'm going to water it down with a mini mister, water it down quite a bit. And then I'm going to take a fan brush, load my brush up with some of that really watered down white paint, and we're going to flick it all over the place. So, nice thing about my Misty for doing something like this, a mixed media application. Number one, my embellishments I have set aside, they're under the door. So they're not going to get any over splatter. Secondly, both the matte on my Misty and the edges of my Misty are going to catch the wet paint, and then I'm going to be able to wipe that wet paint right off with a baby wipe, and we are good. I let this paper sit on my desk just a little bit. So some of the white paint is dry, but some of it isn't. Acrylic paint dries like super fast, so it's okay. I can work right on top of it, even if some of those droplets aren't quite 100% dry yet. I'm going to grab my Teflon scissors, and I'm just going to pull the backing paper off of my photos, and then we can go ahead and put the photos right on our page. For embellishments, I have some beautiful, gorgeous laser cut ephemera from 49th and Market. This is currently my absolute favorite type of embellishments. These laser cut ephemera from 49th and Market is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. And so I have a whole bunch of different pieces here that I've pulled off of the laser cut ephemera kind of panels, and I am just going to move these around, kind of decide which ones, where I want to put them all. One of those little phrase strips is going to act as my title, and I'm just kind of going to move them around and find homes for all of these different areas and pieces. While I do that, be sure to leave a comment down below. Remember, we pick one commenter from all of the Hop comments to win a gift certificate to the shop. I will also leave the Hop lineup so you can hop along, say hello to all of the amazing girls on the Cherry on Top design team, and also be sure to give an extra special hello to Jessica. She has the cutest layout over on Cherry on Top's YouTube channel. And yeah, we'll pick a winner to win a gift certificate to the shop. Any products that I used on today's video that are still available over in the shop will be linked in the comments down below, along with the whole Hop lineup and all the fun stuff you need. So I'm just moving stuff around, trying to decide where I want it to go, where I like it. This is kind of just the fun part. I did a lot of playing with this layout. You'll see I kind of moved everything around and added it to different areas because I really wanted to get the embellishment placement right, where things weren't going to look too crowded and where my background wasn't going to get lost on top of lots of other products, right? So this is where I decided that I really liked everything. I am going to pop up some of these elements with some foam tape. I think I did like the butterflies and not a lot of it, not all of them, but just a couple pieces of this ephemera. And the rest of it, I'm just going to stick and plunk down, and that's where we're going to call this layout all done. Thank you so much for joining me today. Look at my cute boy. He's getting too big too fast. I hope you will go ahead and hop along, say hello to everyone, and have a fabulous day. Bye.